everybody, my name is Hope and welcome back to my channel. I like musicals, they're a good part of my life. Today, I'm going to be telling you what drama school I'm going to. Okay. Was I planning to make this video? No. And even though I knew I'd probably have to do it eventually, because I will have moved, I just didn't want to. But I'm here now, and this is what I'm doing, so there's that. But essentially today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be telling you all about the schools I auditioned for, the ones I got accepted to, and obviously with that, the many schools that I also got rejected from. Reliving the trauma for your entertainment. I hope you'll enjoy it. And also going through like what stages I got to for different schools, and an explanation of why I think I got rejected from most of them. But I think that's it. Come and watch me suffer through my explanations. Please watch the next 30 seconds and let's get into it.
But before I get into this video, remember that you can like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get notified every time I upload, which is particularly every Sunday, but sometimes extra days in the week as well. Apparently over 90% of my viewership is not actually subscribed, so what are you doing? Subscribe right now. I'm just joking, you don't have to do that. But also remember, you can follow me at all my social medias, which is X, Hope Wilson X on Instagram, Hope Wilson with 2 N's and an underscore on Twitter, and Hope Wilson 45 on TikTok. But with all that, let's get back into the video.
Okay. Time to relive the trauma. Now, this is my second year auditioning. The first time I auditioned, everyone was indoors. Everybody was inside because everybody had the blasted pandemic. Sorry, I said the word pandemic and I was debating if I should say pain au chocolat. Be funny? Not funny. Anyway, first year I auditioned all online and I was in such a bad mental state that honestly anything that went on in that first year of auditions was a fever dream of trauma and sadness. I was bawling my eyes out pretty much every week. So, you know, did get rejected from everywhere, but it's okay. It's okay. Following this year, auditioning for the second year, kind of went in with the attitude of whatever will be, will be. I'd been through so much emotional torment the year before. I was like, any offer's an offer and I'll be happy to go, you know? And obviously I'm very grateful for my place at the place that I got. Like, I'm not saying that I am not grateful, but, you know, everyone's got dreams, and mine were crushed very quickly when I was 18. So it was nice to not have them completely crushed again this year. Let me start with the places I got completely rejected from. I have got nothing written down, so this is purely based off memory. So we'll start with the first one, which was Mountview. Somehow I managed to do worse than my initial audition. When I auditioned the first time round, I got invited to audition for their foundation course. This year, straight up rejection. And I am actually quite okay. I thought this would be the one I was the most torn up about because, I don't know, when I was kind of tailored as a kid, everyone was like, Mountview is the best school, everyone has to go to Mountview to be successful, which isn't true, but that was the kind of the way, like, in my brain I was like, well, I have to go to Mountview if I want to be successful, not really thinking about whether it was actually the right school for me or not. And when I got rejected, you know, there was a relative amount of upset there, but I kind of just was okay with that, because also with the idea that I knew I was never going to be able to afford Mountview. I don't come from a wealthy family by any means, and so I knew unless there was this magical scholarship that paid for both my accommodation and my course, that this was never going to happen. So it didn't really hurt that much for me. Does that like make sense? Because Mountview is like a private school, so you have to pay for everything yourself, and that was just never going to be a possibility for me. So, you know, I was okay with it. Although they did invite me to audition for their foundation course in Manchester, which is where I'm from. Didn't end up doing it, but it was nice to have the offer, you know? I appreciate that. Oh, and I will just say with Mountview, my self-tapes, we don't talk about my self-tapes. My dance self-tapes for most of these are absolutely atrocious, and I am 100% aware that that is the reason why I got rejected, because I can't dance. And any self-tape auditions played to my weaknesses, and any in-person auditions also played to my weaknesses. But I did end up getting a place, so, you know, that was okay. And filming self-tapes in a teeny tiny room is also really hard because you have no space. Anyway, moving on. Next one is GSA or the Guildford School of Acting. Second year, just rejected straight out both times. Am I surprised? No. Do I know why? Yes. Because of the dance aspect. So the first round of GSA, you have to do 1 to 2 songs, I can't remember exactly, and 6 dance exercises. So not a dance, 6 dance exercises. And the 2 main things that are showcased in those are flexibility and strength. And as in like arm strength. And those are 2 things in dance that I don't have. I am a turner. I like to turn. It's the only thing I'm good at. I can't leap because I don't have the flexibility. I can't kick because I don't have the flexibility. But turns I can do. Did they give me any turns? No, they didn't. It was basically just a fitness test and a flexibility test. And those are the two things that I didn't have. So I knew when I sent it off that I was going to get rejected because it played to my weaknesses and none of my strengths. Wasn't really much I could do about that. I learned to live with it. But I do just want to say, I love this school. It's very, very cool. And even though the audition didn't play to my strengths, it's still so cool. So, you know. The next one I got straight out rejected from because I bet you're enjoying me watching me talk about how I didn't get into any of these schools. Urdang Academy. Urdang was my only in-person first audition and it's the only one I've ever done. As far as I can remember, I've done one in-person audition and one in-person recall, which I'll get to later. So just from that, even though I auditioned, this is my second year auditioning, it was my first fully in-person audition. Now, I actually love this audition. I initially auditioned not being sure because I was like, oh well, it's an all dancers school, I'm not going to get in, but I'm going to audition anyway. Did the audition and actually was so pleasantly surprised about how much I liked it. But you can guess, my weakness was my dance. Now, one thing I've always struggled with was picking up quickly, and that's in kind of any wake of life. Normally when I'd go into lessons, I'd learn it, understand it, and then by the time I've left the lesson, I've already forgotten everything I've learned. And that became really hard when I was doing like regular exams, but that also applies to dance. In dance, I have to do things over and over and over again or learn it in very slight steps in order to remember a dance. And with the jazz dance, which was like the main audition dance that we did, we were given 15 minutes and it wasn't enough for me personally. Being someone who, even though you can get better at picking up, I don't think I'll ever be at the level of other people because my brain just can't do it in anything unless I'm physically doing it on my own myself. That audition dance was just, for me, learned too quickly and was too fast. Now, I've actually gone over that audition dance and now I can do that dance so much better, but I just needed the time that you just didn't have in an audition and therefore was not it. Also, you're asked to improv. I'm not even going to talk about it. And then with the ballet, they went through it once and there wasn't a whole lot of guidance there. And as someone who, again, has only started dancing since I was 16, I'm 19 now, and that was once a week for 45 minutes a week, which then moved up to 3 hours a week. So obviously not to the level of the people who've been dancing like 8 hours a week since they were 2. So when you're watching someone do something that you've never done before, it becomes very hard for you to do it. And for me, that's what it was. Like, there was a lot of leaps that I'd never even seen before. So attempting to do them after watching someone do them once became very hard. But overall, you know, I was very happy with the audition, even though I got flat out rejected. Now I have one more. I think that I was rejected first round, flat out rejection. And this one I think actually hit me the hardest, which was Trinity Laban Conservatoire for Music and Dance. I got myself into the habit of falling in love with this school without actually having a place there. And it bit me in the butt. It really did, because getting flat out rejected from the school was really hard because I kind of just fell in love with it. Not for any reason, I don't know, it just felt kind of right for me. But obviously some things are not meant to be, and this wasn't. I did just get flat out rejected. This is a full self-tape audition. Again, my dance for this audition was not good. And I think honestly the rest of my audition was quite strong, so the dance would just what let me down. But you know, without any guidance there and with the lack of training, I kind of knew what was coming. I just didn't want to admit it because I had so much faith in myself for this one. Not for any of the others, but for this one I was like, I could do it. I really could. And then I didn't, and I was very upset. But I genuinely do actually really love this school. It's very cool and sounds dead posh. And being a person who's not posh and not from a posh area, everyone was like, oh, that's posh. As soon as I mentioned that, I was auditioning there. So that was just an added bonus. And this school is very cool. Now on to my last rejection. Now this wasn't actually a flat out first round rejection. I actually got to the second of 3 rounds for this one. And that was the Central School of Speech and Drama. I wasn't actually expecting to get a recall for Central. I thought my audition was pretty horrible, but they saw something in it that they liked and I got a recall for the acting musical theatre course, because if you don't know, you audition for acting musical theatre and acting contemporary devised theatre, and I got a recall for acting musical theatre. But unfortunately after my second audition, which was basically the same as the first, you just had to switch a couple of things out, I did get rejected. Was I surprised? No, but I was also disappointed because I thought my recall was actually pretty good, because there was no dance in the audition for Central, which did play to my advantage. And I don't know why they rejected me. They couldn't give me the answer to that because it's part of like their rules. But you know, I was upset but not surprised because the acting musical theatre course has, I think, 13 students. 13. And just to put that in perspective, about 2,000 to 2,500 people, I think, audition. Well, actually, it's probably more than that for that one because it's acting as well. So bring up to like 3,000 people. They then cut that down to, I think, about 600 for the second round. So I did make it to the second round, but then like that second round, it then goes to like 60 per course unless you're like recalled for multiple courses. So it was a very slim chance. And then so there's 13 people on the course, so not surprised for that one. I did actually really like it though, because you got to do some stuff on your own, and I think that really played to my strength and I enjoyed it. Anyway, and also for Central, it was all online. Everything was online. Up until normally your last audition would be in person, but I never got there, so it was online. And so, my last two, which were the two places I got offers from. Now, we're going to start with one that I think you're going to be surprised by, for the fact that I actually rejected this offer, and that was PPA, Performance Preparation Academy. I was offered their degree course. Now, I did an in-person audition. I wasn't planning on auditioning here. I auditioned there the year before, and I didn't get in, but at the time I feel like I didn't have an offer. I either didn't have an offer or I just got the offer that we'll get onto. So I was like, it was last minute, literally genuinely applied the week before the audition, and it was in central Manchester, so I didn't have to travel out. That's why I was able to book it so late, because it was just in central Manchester because they were doing a regional audition. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna audition. And I actually really liked the audition. My singing went well. There was a lot of talking. Weirdly, one of the guys on the panel knew my singing teacher, which was a very strange experience because apparently they used to live together, but they liked me, obviously. But my singing was good. That was all done on my own, and I sang really strongly. Singing is my top discipline. The acting, we actually did like a workshop thing, so we were all walking around the room, and we had to do bits of our classical. Then we had to pretend we were in like a queue, and we had to do like, we could only use lines from our contemporary monologues in that. It was very cool. I did enjoy that. And then the dance, I actually really enjoyed because it was a lot of sequence work, so it was turns and kicks, obviously basic stuff, easy to pick up stuff. And then the dance that we did, it was short and it was very doable for someone of my dance ability. There was a couple of times I was like, I'm about to have a breakdown, because if you don't know me, if I can't do something, I'll just have a breakdown. But I was okay, and you know, it was a good dance for me. And you know, I came out of the audition feeling confident, and then obviously they offered me the degree course, but obviously I did turn that down. And I think you're gonna be surprised that I turned it down, because the offer that I got isn't actually a degree course, but it is the Certificate of Higher Education in Musical Theatre at Italia Conti, which, if you don't know, that is a 1-year course. And I'm telling you now because within the month, I am moving down to Guildford to start my 1-year course. It starts pretty early in September, and I'm living in Guildford, even though the course is actually in Woking, which is a little bit more north. But the reason I turned down PPA was because there was something in me telling me that it wasn't right. That's not to say that if next year I auditioned there and I got a place, I would reject it again. But there was just something in me that felt like this wasn't the right choice for me at this point in time. And, you know, I've always dreamed of going to like one of the most prestigious schools in the country. And Conti was offering me that. Even if it was only for a short time, that was kind of what I wanted. And, you know, everyone in the musical theatre world in the UK has probably heard of Italia Conti. And, you know, it just kind of felt right for me in the moment. So the Certificate of Higher Education is essentially like a foundation course, and you know, I did actually really enjoy my audition. I did a self-tape, and I actually used a different contemporary song than I did for all of my other ones, so maybe I should have clocked onto that. And then my recall was in person, and my recall was the first in-person audition I'd ever done, which was scary as hell for me. I had no idea what to expect. Everyone in that room who had got recalls were like, yeah, this is my like 10th in-person audition, and I'm like, what? This is my first. This is crazy. But I did audition there. My singing went well. My singing always seems to go well. I'm much more of a singer. I think I'm much better in person, because I think when I do self-tapes, like, the actual me does not come across at all, which is really ironic given that I have a YouTube channel. But yeah, I am going to Italia Conti. The dance, why they let me in, I don't know, because genuinely my audition was so bad. My dance, it was so bad, because again, it was, you had to pick it up super quickly and I just can't do that. I was a mess, but they let me in anyway, so I'm alright with that if you're okay with that. But yeah, that is my announcement. I'm going to Italia Conti, School of Theatre Arts. What do you think? I mean, I don't really have a lot to say. You know, I'm going. This was a last minute video. This wasn't my plan. I was just kind of going with the flow. But, you know, what do you think? Are you going to drama school? Do you want to go to drama school? Are you from England? Are you going to go to a drama school in England? Are you from America? Are you going to go to a drama school in America? Are you from any other country where you can go to drama school? Are you? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments down below. If you like this video, you can like it. Also know that because I'm moving to Guildford, some exciting things may be happening. I may be starting a new channel. Keep an eye out for that. It will be announced very soon. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you can like it. Subscribe if you feel like it. Follow me at all my social medias. Try not to get the sun in my eyes. Keep enjoying musicals as much as me. And I'll see you in the next one.